All right, all right, all right. Hola, kiddos. Let's go over this worksheet. It's Radicals Worksheet 1. All right, so let's go over it. I always want to check to see if something's a perfect square first. So I'm going to take the square root of 64. Second, x squared, 64. That's a perfect square. It's 8. All right, square root of 4. Second, x squared, 4 is 2. Square root of 1, I know that. That's 1. And square root of 100, second, x squared, 100, and that's 10. So always look for those perfect squares first. And if they're not a perfect square, so for example, if we take a look at number 5, the square root of 8, see how I didn't get a whole number out? I got that decimal that goes on forever. That's how I know I have to break it down. So I look for prime numbers. Prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, blah, blah, blah. All right, that's about as many as we'll need. So I'm going to always start with the number 2. So this is 2 times 4. Notice how I put my prime number on the left, non-prime on the right, every time. 2 goes into 4, 2 times. When the right side is prime, that's how you know you're done. So square root means we're looking for a pair. So there's a pair of 2's. So that comes out in front. And then there's a non-pair, right? It's that singleton 2. That stays in underneath. You're done. All right, let's do it again. Break it down. 2 does not go into 45. 3 does. And 3 is prime. So I always start with 2. If 2 doesn't go into the number evenly, I try 3. And then 5. 3 goes into 15 5 times. Notice 5 is prime. Okay, look for your pairs. Pair of 3's. That comes out. Non-pair. That stays underneath. You're done. It's called pulling out the perfect square factors. Sometimes when you pull out the first number, the second number is a perfect square. And so if you identify that, you can stop there. Second, clear, second, x squared, 25. So that's 5. So the square root of 25 is 5, and that is prime. You're done. Just another way to think about it. All right? If you can find those perfect square factors, you can take the square root of them. All right? 12. 2 goes into 12. 6 times. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 3 is prime. There's a pair of 2's. Non-pair 3. You're done. All right, here we go. Pull out a 2. Notice that's a perfect square. The square root of 49 is 7. That's prime. So it's 7 radical 2. 48 is 2 times 24. That is not a perfect square. So keep going. So break those things down. Break them down. Now notice we have 2 pairs here. Pair of 2's and another pair of 2's. So we're going to pull 2 values out this time. And then there's a non-pair right there. So it's 2 times 2, radical 3. So I pull 2 out, right? That's one of the 2's. That's the other 2. Multiply those numbers in front together. You're done. 125 is 5 times 25, which is 5 times 5. Those are all prime. You got a pair of 5's, non-pair 5. Boom, you're done, right? You got that pair of 5's. That's right there. That comes out. And the non-pair of 5 stays underneath. All right, this is number 12. 2 times 10, 2 times 5. Pair of 2's. That comes out. Non-pair 5. That stays underneath. Woo! Let's just keep motoring on. Keep motoring on. 2 times 36. 36 is prime. Square root of 36 is 6. Radical 2. Right here, this is 3 times 21. That's 3 times 7. Pair of 3's. Non-pair 7. Boom. 144 is a perfect square. 32 is 2 times 16. That's a perfect square. Square root of 16 is 4. 2 stays underneath. Number 17, it's divisible by 3, and that's 5 and 5. So even if you didn't notice that perfect square, it still works. There's your pair of 5s. Non-pair 3. Done. 2 times 100. 2 times 50. 2 times 25. 5 times 5. Pair of 2s. That comes out. Pair of 5s. That comes out. Non-pair there. So it's 2 times 5. Radical 2. Multiply those numbers outside together. Square root of 9 is 3. It's a perfect square. Square root of 16 is 4. It's a perfect square. All right, good job. Let's flip it over. Okay, so 2 radical 8. Break it down. Don't worry about the 2 right now. All right, there's a pair of 2s, so that comes out and joins the 2 that's already out there, right? That's the thing, is this number's already out there. So you're going to go ahead and bring this 2 out with that other 2. So that's this 2. Boom. That's the new 2, the pair, and then the non-pair. Done. Okay, this is 3 times 15. It's 3 times 5. Got a pair of 3s. I'm going to pull that out and multiply it by the 5. And then I got a non-pair. That stays underneath. Done. This is 2 times 6. 2 times 3. Pair of 2s. Bring that out and multiply it by that negative 3. That's negative 6. You have a non-pair 3. That stays underneath. That's 2 times 9. That's 3 times 3. Pair of 3s. Bring it out and multiply it by that 5. Non-pair. Stays underneath. Done. Moving on. 5 times 25. 5 times 5. It's a pair of 5s. Bring that out and multiply it by the 2. That's 10. Non-pair 5 right there. Done. This is 2 times 10. 2 times 5. Pair of 2s. Multiply it by that 5. That's 10. This stays underneath. You're done. Let's keep going. Okay, there's a pair of 2s. Bring it out, multiply it by the 3. Non-pair, and that is a prime number. Remember those prime numbers: 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, blah, blah, blah. All right, so be aware of that list, important list. 1,000, that's a perfect square. The square root of 100 is 10. This is going to stay underneath, so 2 times 10 is 20, right? Because I multiply that by that, and then this stays underneath. You're done. Whoa, you're done. All right, moving on. Square root of 200, that's 2 times 100. We just got done saying square root of 100 is 10. So multiply those two together. That's 20. That stays underneath. You're done. 2 times 16, that's a perfect square. Square root of 16 is 4. Multiply it by that number in front. That 2 stays underneath. 144 is a perfect square, so that's 2 times 12. That is 24. Oh, you can't even see. Jesus. 144, square root of 144 is 12. 2 times 12, 24. 200, that's 2 times 100. We already did that. We did it right here. So that's 10 radical 2, right? Square root of 100 is 10. But you got to multiply it by that number that's out there already. So that's negative 30. There's a prime number 2 that stays underneath. 18 is 2 times 9, 3 times 3, pair of 3s, multiply it by that 5. That 2 has no pair, stays underneath. 28, 2 times 14, 2 times 7, pair of 2s, multiply it by negative 2, that's negative 4. That's a prime number, keep it underneath. Done. 2 times 12, 2 times 6, 2 times 3. Pair of 2s, multiply it by that 2 out there. That's 6. This does not have a pair. This does not have a pair. So those stay underneath and multiply together. Woo! 3 times 9, 3 times 3. Pair of 3s, multiply it by that 2. That's 6. Non-pair of 3s right there. Okay. Write the equation of the line. You first got to find the slope. So to find the slope, you do change in y over change in x. That's 4 over 2. That's 2. So y equals 2x plus b. Now I'm going to put a 5 and an 8 in. 8 goes for y. 5 goes for x. Multiply those together. Subtract 10. Okay, so I got my m. I got my b. So I can write my equation. Equation is y equals 2x minus 2. If you want to see if it works, put a 5 in. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. Exactly what it should be. 2 times 7 is 14. Minus 2 is 12. Exactly what it should be. Let's do it again. 7 minus 5 over 8 minus 12. That reduces to negative 1/2. So y equals negative 1/2 x plus b. Let's put it on our x and y. Multiply those together. Add 6 to both sides. That's b. That's m. Boom, we're done. Oh, yeah, there you go. Now we're done. All right, kiddos, good job. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Stay strong. Don't be influenced by others. Take control of yourself. All right? It's important. It's really important for your future. Be good. Bye.